welcome back to the All-Star event where we've just completed a caster hot swap. I'm Trevor Quickshot Henry, and today I've selected Summon Aiden Zyrene Moon as my Keystone Master.
I protect and attack. Let's go, Quickshot.
Hell yeah. Up next, it is Turkey's All-Star lineup as they take on the pros representing the LMS. So first up on the blue side, it is the pros stepping in for Turkey. I'd like to introduce them to you. It's Thaldrin in the top lane, Stomage in the jungle, Frozen in the mid lane, Zeitnot, ADC, his support, Zergsting, and their coach, Hades.
Yeah, and that means they're going to be looking to take down who's on the red side, and it's the LMS All-Stars. Top lane Ziv, jungle Karsa, mid lane Fofo, bot BB, support Sword Art, and coach Stake.
Yeah, I'm really excited to see how these guys show up. Of course, debuting today in Game 4. One player that fans of the LMS and even internationally will definitely recognize. The man in the jungle, Karsa. It's a big name. The guy's been around a very long time.
Yeah, very well known, even to Western audiences. And it's always kind of exciting to see him play with a different top laner because he's played with Stake and MMD in the past who really don't have that carry style. So him with Ziv, kind of a match made in heaven. This is a dream team matchup here for fans of Karsa and the LMS.
Yeah, we'll see whether or not this dream team of LMS players can step up. It's been a tough time for the LMS as a region. Standing in their way, though, we'll look at the duo that's going to be putting some pressure from the Turkish representatives. It's the top side of the map, of course. What do you think on that side?
Yeah, Ziv will be matching up against the captain, up against Thaldrin in the top lane. And Thaldrin found ways to impress on tanks and kind of soak pressure, but also make a lot of calls during Worlds in both the play-ins and the group stage. And he's a well-known name in the Turkish scene, but I'm actually looking at the bottom side of the map here, a guy who's really not well known to Western audiences, and that's Zergsting. I'm keeping my eyes on him because I hear that he is kind of somebody who can throw those curveballs, can kind of pop off in games as a support player.
Well, let's see what sort of curveballs they can throw. Leona in the previous game by Kra was just fantastic.
So good.
During laning phase, hit a whole bunch of Zenith plays that I wasn't quite expecting. Let's turn our attention to this game. Turkey, LMS, picks and bans. Zoe went unpicked, unbanned. I didn't expect that. What did you make of that?
Yeah, Kobe didn't expect that either. Gonna have to wear a body pillow on the dive. Gotta mention it so that he can't back out. Yeah, I think that Zoe is incredibly strong, but I think pick bans, it's getting to that point where we're seeing some wrenches get thrown in. I think Ornn is incredibly powerful. Same with Ezreal.
What about the rest of the top tier picks? I mean, we've seen a few, the meta continuing to develop. We're still seeing a lot of poke though.
Yes, I think right now, Ezreal, Ornn, Xerath, Azir jump out to me as 4 of the top picks. Then you throw Zoe in there, and then Jace is another one. So all these pick champions, all these poke champions kind of get taken off the table. I think red side, Ezreal, Ornn, and then one of those picked poke champions usually ends up there.
Yeah, do you think we're going to see Ornn at all? Because he's been banned now 4 out of 4, and I'd like to see him.
And that's the thing, is he gets banned for so long, you want to see him one time, but I feel like once you see him and see that 36-second ultimate cooldown every time, it's something that you're like, okay, we saw it once, let's put it back on the ban list.
Yeah, talking about that ban list, Shen, Tarek, Sejuani removed from the pool from the Turkey All-Stars. LMS on the other side, Ezreal, Ornn, Jarvan. And once again, first pick MF, seen that a little bit more frequently. Got that flexibility, can go ADC, can, obviously flex to support. And over on the other side, Fofo, one of the players that is kind of stepping up, right? We talked about this LMS roster and how Fofo was voted in over some of those other premier mid laners, but that's because of those other duos that we touched on in the pregame.
Yeah, exactly. And I think Fofo, this is really a time for him to shine. Froskur was talking about it at the start where Fofo, he really hasn't gotten that international experience save for Rift Rivals. And he's been on J-Team, which has fallen short multiple times to try to get to those international tournaments, to get to MSI, to get to Worlds. And now he gets to kind of show what he's got up against this Turkish All-Stars in his debut at All-Stars.
And I'm seeing a lot of poke already. I mean, that meta from Casper Cup of, pretty poke-dominated, continuing to shine through an early Talia pick into the Zoe. Let's see how well that works out for the TCL representative. They got one more pick before they lock this in. What direction do you think we're going to start seeing the rest of this pick ban play out?
Ooh, I was not going to say that, but
no.
Scion, possibly Comet top Scion? I like it.
How confident are you on that one?
Okay, you know what? I'll go all in on that one. I'll say it's Comet top Scion. I believe it was played in the Kespa Cup once or twice.
Still counts.
Yeah.
Counts. If LCK is doing it, then that's got to be a good thing,
It's
right?
meta now.
It's meta now. It's meta now in the second tournament on the Runes Reforged patch. To round up phase 1 of picks, it is a Jhin locked in for BB. I'm very excited to cast him once again. Now we're going to phase 2. Varus already off the table, so Zeitnot potentially going to be losing one of those picks. I mean, that assumes that MF is going supports?
It's so flexible, though. I would say you ban Varus just because you don't want Varus Misfortune as a bottom lane. And then once you have Jhin, Misfortune, and Varus off the table, the lethality 80 carries, I don't believe there are any more in that tier. So just get rid of it because the pick ban from Turkey is kind of nebulous right now.
All right, so it's where it ends. This is not a pick and ban I was quite prepared for at the start of the day. Sivir taking out the pool as well. TCL's got one final ban. They've already got that Alistar and Taric off the table, those sort of frontline tank engage supports. Another one removed from the kit in Leona. So Sword Art really getting pinched as this draft continues.
Yeah, and that for me kind of signals that they really don't want to have this poke bottom lane, but it does mean that Turkey can kind of flex that Misfortune over to the support role and then have usually a winning bottom lane. But I feel like Thresh or Tom Kench here might be something that comes out. If Turkey wants to protect this Misfortune, you go with the Tom Kench, and then I suspect that Sword Art will go with something along the lines of the, Morgana Thresh or a pick champion.
I get something a bit more exciting. Morgana mid is doing very well in solo queue. Obviously, our mid laners are locked in now, but I'm hoping somebody plays that one for a little bit of fun. Caster locked in his Lee Sin, man of the hour, which says going to see if they can lead LMS to some good wins. There's the Gragas locked in. Still technically speaking a flex, but jungle, most likely.
Yeah, especially since like Sejuani and Jarvan are both off the table. I like the Lee Sin pick though. Karsa on this aggressive jungler. I mean, we've been seeing the Sejuani and Jarvan back and forth all day so far. The Nidalee popped up there for Levi, but now we're getting a little bit of a taste of those top 4, top 5 junglers here.
All right, come on. Last pick now. Last pick for the TCL. Lulu.
Ooh, okay, that's
Supports?
really strange, actually. Like, it's not really the best support alongside a Misfortune because you aren't getting all those auto attacks off, all of that, movement speed and attack speed isn't really going to help her out too much. But I mean, protecting the Misfortune is something that you can't really go wrong with if he's just going to be shooting out all those pop shots and trying to get the Jhin.
All right, let's see what sort of combinations they can put together. I like the idea of a charging Scion into a wild growth. That could be fun. Sword on the other end, after being so heavily targeted in picks and bans, is going to get his hands on the Blitzcrank. I'm hoping somebody does Unsealed Spellbook Blitz. That's what I want to see. I tried to tell Afromo to do it, but I don't know if he will, so we'll have to find out.
Well, Afromo's criticism of the minion dematerializer was the animation's too slow. You know what ain't slow? Smite! Smite that minion and shoot through it. I feel like that is so good, and you can keep it for like a large portion of the game. I love Unsealed Spellbook on pretty much anybody.
I agree entirely, and I'm waiting for Sword Art to change to Smite. It's probably not going to happen. Let's break down the team compositions now. LMS, pretty clear poke pick style composition here, and on the squad of TCL, it's a bit more mishmash, but at least they've got a front line.
Yeah, controlling vision for LMS, they can get picks with the Zoe bubble, with the hook from Blitzcrank, and they can constantly poke during sieges, and they have some decent wave clear. It's not incredible, but it's all right. So we're looking at the Turkish side to actually have that hard engage, and Sion, kind of that one champion I was not expecting to see at all. Even though it was played in Kespa, I do want to see the engages from Thaldrin. He had a whole bunch of great ones at Worlds. Can we have those charges in? Because we talked about at the start of the day, what beats the poke? Hard engage.
The thing that I love about the Sion hard engage is it is really feast or famine. You're either absolutely phenomenal or absolutely nothing happens. We're in the loading screen and unfortunately no Unsealed Spellbook on the side of Blitzcrank.
But the Comet, though, for the Sion. So Thaldrin will have that Comet in the top lane where you E pass through with the Sion shout. It'll slow, and most slows will hit confirm Comet, so that's why people are running it a whole bunch. It's also hard to get out of, especially when people don't have a lot of boots early on.
All right, so the slow from that Roar of the Slayer allowing the Comet to hit. Let's see if that can be game-changing here for Turkey and the TCL.
With the guy who knows all the names of the abilities, so Roar of the Slayer.
Try my best.
All right.
I try my best. It is a small gimmick, but I have to maintain it, I'm afraid. All right, Zyrene, 5-man stack here for Turkey on the bottom as they're head-to-head with the LMS representative shortly, but Sword Art chilling in the Dragon Pit, got that rocket grab, so anyone moves forward, has the potential to rocket grab, let me say that rather, if anyone jumps forward. What about the rest of these keystones? Obviously, electrocute on the side of Cast, so they're going to go for that damage. No grab, no early kills yet.
Yeah, I like Ziv going for press the attack instead of we've seen Airy and Comet on Jhin for poke. But he's just saying, this is a Sion that's going to try to poke, and I'm going to try to all in and get more damage off. Also, Frozen going for Airy on the side of the Talia here. Okay, usually it's, Comet, but Airy is still, like, pretty much interchangeable with it at the same time.
Yeah, I've heard a few times today, Comet just slightly more damage, but
Yeah, especially on 723 when Aerie got nerfed.
yeah. I just like the animation for Aerie. I think the Comet, the Arcane Comet, definitely like more intense verbiage than the animation matches it.
Yeah.
However, it's definitely extremely effective on 723.
I just love when the area is running back and it starts glitching through the walls. I'm like, what is going on? And you can kind of tell where the guy is, but that's my favorite part of area is when I get angry that somebody hit me with it and it did so much damage, but then I'm laughing my ass off. It's just, this little thing is just going back.
Well, let's see how this laning phase plays out. BB's going to have that dancing grenade bounce across the Turkish minion line. And I want to keep my eyes on Thaldrin's Arcane Comet Scion and how well he does CS-wise into Jace. It's always going to be a difficult matchup. And already getting bullied out by that ranged auto of that Mercurial Cannon.
Yeah, he does have more in terms of regen, though, with the flask for himself. So I feel like he'll end up in a pretty good spot here. He'll be down a little bit in CS and pressure, but he might be able to get that back given enough time.
As it stands, no real advantages to speak of, obviously. Gonna miss that booted minion to the face, so Ziv doesn't get tagged by the slow, doesn't get tagged by the Comet. And we'll just see how this laning phase plays out. It's gonna be very interesting because it feels like if LMS get ahead, they're gonna have so many tools to just keep Turkey playing defensive, playing dodge the skill shots, and that can be how LMS can pull it.
Yeah, and that's why we're looking at Thaldrin for the engage later on. Also, Stone-Aged as well. With the cast, if he can actually knock somebody in, that would be great. But look at this down bottom. This is why we're seeing so many people take boots, 4 potions on the 80 carry. I think we've seen it 2 times today. Now this is the 3rd and 4th time that we're seeing it. Because there's just so much poke with Comet that people need to sustain up to stand a chance. And Karsa.
Ooh, good flash from Frozen. Somewhat predicting that Sonic Wave. Either way, Summoner Spell blown, successful gank.
Yeah, we did see him actually a little bit predict that, like you said. That was actually sick. That could have been good, but he's going to go back over and just keep farming.
That farm alarm going. All right, Sword Art and a lot of damage. Look at that, from the double up and the Make It Rain and the Comet. Zeitnot has not used a single potion and is already slowly pulling ahead. But a lot of kudos here to BB and Sword Art, farming up, staying. Only 3 CS down despite all of that damage and despite all of that pressure. Let's take a look where the rest of this is playing out. Karsa slightly ahead in the CS game, and the fact he's already had a successful gank, but you expect that in the Lee Sin into Gragas. I mean, Stomach only level 3. He's really going to come into his own once he hits level 6. And then can start to play around. Obviously, the Scion needs some time, Talia needs just a little bit of time as well.
Yeah. And potential dive, we've seen Karsa kind of control the top half of the map now to let the Jace just thrive and push up and not have to worry about getting ganked here. And it kind of gives them the information that Stomach's on top side and Frozen, he walked back in.
Oh, so much damage. That sleepy trouble bubble sets up a first blood for Fofo.
Oh, and Karsa tried to get an assist there at the end with the W, with the safeguard, but Fofo, solo kill there. No assist on the back end.
Yeah, I didn't see what the spell feed was, if anything. And Fofo, their huge minion wave denied. So not only does Frozen concede first blood, and that was a gigantic wave of minions and gold.
Oh, it's an exhaust. Hits him there with the Sleepy Trouble bubble, throws the exhaust, it gets cleansed away, and then paddle slaps him. And Karsa misses, but oh, yep.
That's tough. That's so tough.
I mean, he ended up having to walk back into it. Karsa's on the left side of him. And the flash from earlier was blown from the previous Karsa gank. So that's one of those ones where as a jungler you go, yeah, you finally capitalized on what I set you up for earlier. Yeah. And then you don't even get an assist on it.
No, nothing you can do. Level 4 exhaust in lane obviously helps out there for Fofo. Actually, maybe the summoner spell, rather. It was the cleanse that he picked up from that spell thief.
Yeah, he had the exhaust, which he picked up, and then he also blew the heal, and they blew the cleanse at the end. It's just, it's so hard to keep track of quick shot.
Too many summoner spells. Stomach is going to come in for his first gank. Body slam and barrel combo does connect, but Fofo uses a flash of his own, picks up another.
Oh my God.
Frozen gets tagged. He's running for his life. Where's the next paddle star? If Fofo can set it up, goes for the shot, the flash connects, and Fofo is dunked.
That's a paddling right there. Oh my God, he picked up a flash immediately afterward. Stomach gave it to him.
I don't know how to keep my eyes on a Zoe in teamfights. Laning phase, this is fine. This is easy, right? 1-on-1 2v2s. But once this gets more chaotic, losing track of that paddle star and trying to follow the prediction is going to be so tough. This is a dive down bottoms, Irene.
Yep, Karsa coming from the backside, and you also have Fofo here.
And remember that bubble, it goes through walls! Gonna bounce all the way forward. Great rocket grab into the fist in the face. Zeit not another for Fofo.
Man, they are just roaming around. Fofo 3-0. You gave him a little bit, and you're seeing what this guy that hasn't really been exposed to a Western audience, what he's capable of doing and what people have been seeing. But Thaldred top.
All right, unstoppable onslaught connects onto Ziv's face. Ziv is making his way backwards though, and still sitting low. Got himself a charge of that refillable potion for a little bit of HP, but teleports are on cooldown. So don't really want to back. It's an inopportune time. There's a replay of that dive.
Yeah, we're not going to show the middle one because that was so dirty. This, though, was the setup. This took some calculation coming into it. Karsa spotted. Both Zeitnot and Zergsting have to back up. But then the paddle star still connecting there. Yeah, the range is disgusting.
I want to keep my eyes on how Fofo sets up that Sleepy Trouble bubble. I was messing around with Zoe the other day. You can hit the bottom lane bushes from the entrance to blue buff on blue side. Like you can send all the way through that wall. Super specific, of course, but as you shoot that thing through walls, it just travels for what feels like ever.
Man, every time I watch Zoe, I just think of that, this is fine. This is fine. Everything's just burned. This is 100% fine. Now, when you go back to Europe, smack Vedius for me.
Okay.
Because there was a conversation I remember having where we're like, Zoe seems crazy. He's like, no, she's fine. She can't wave clear. She has all these features. I'm like, what? She clears caster minions level 7. People see those clips of like a fed Zoe, and those are the ones that make like highlight reels and stuff. But I'm like, no, this is Zoe before she's fed.
Yep.
This is how she gets to that point.
Yep, not surprising. And talking about being a fed Zoe, 3-0 for Fofo, the man that, this could be his breakout tournament. International debut, of course. Picked over some of the other famous LMS mid laners, and he's a large region why the LMS is currently 2,000 gold up before 10 minutes. Using that portal jump and that paddle star, get as much distance as possible. And I'm keeping my eye, every time Carson moves around, there's just really good kill pressure the moment he combines any sort of slow or CC.
Yeah, and I'm interested to see what happens when he lands like a Sleepy Trouble bubble, and then it's a Jace Q through an acceleration gate. Paddle Star's probably more, it's just the ridiculous ability when it just travels a large amount of distance. But you can combo it with other people who have like AoEs as opposed to having to make it right on top of the person. Up. Oh.
What happened? Very long range. That comment comes out. Not a kill just yet.
I mean, I'm actually like cheering for the people who get out. It's like, you did it, man. You beat the system. You got out of that Zoe bubble.
You dodged the shot. That's what Turkey gonna have to be doing all day.
Yeah, Merc treads every game against Zoe.
Yep.
100%. Get out of that as fast as possible.
Let's see where he's going with his build. Sork Shoes completed, Lost Chapter. He's sitting on a bunch of gold. And he's clearing out the waves as best as possible. And picking up. So he's got himself an Ignite now.
I think I've seen everything. It's like a candy store thing.
All right, set up on the bottom lane. Sword Art, Rocket Grab, that's going to catch Zergsting. Zergsting is going to have some help from Zeitnot. A full channel on the bullet sign. That's going to tag Freebie all the way down low. Carter jumps back in with Dragon Rage. Another kill for LMS, 5-0, 6-0. Here comes Fofo. The Sleepy Trouble bubble, not going to slow down or stun Stomage. But LMS with Tower First Blood in their eyes, going to get a lot of damage down, and I think on this next minion wave, should have enough to secure it.
Yeah, and you can see that Ziv says, okay, maybe I'll get roamed on by Talia here, backs up, goes for Krug, starts at least getting something during this time, and they're going to try to go for that bottom turret on the opposite side for the LMS. So you can see that the LMS actually working as kind of like a unit here. Bottom goes aggressive, top's going to back off. Right here, this is where the bottom goes aggressive, and they call out Stomage. The hook, so much burst came out from BB there. I thought Zergsting was going to drop, then I thought BB was going to drop, and then it just came with the ultimate there, the faster roam. That's what blows my mind, is this Zoe has so much pressure versus a Talia, who is supposed to be wave clearing.
To be fair, any mid laner with 3-0 up going into is going to have some more pressure.
Exactly, but he got solo killed at the start. It's just, it's insane. This champion is bonkers.
It really is, and made it through twice, 2 out of 4 games now. So 1 ban, 2 performances. Obviously, Bjergsen won it earlier today. Fofo set himself up for a potential victory. 4,000 gold at 11 minutes. Should be hard pressed to see him not winning this game.
I
But-
mean, I watched Bjergsen last night lose a Zoe game where he was one-shotting Sneaky.
Oh.
It's possible. You get 2 aggro with your portal and you get popped. Yeah, it can happen.
But that's then an error between keyboard and computer, right? You know, it's
Okay.
It's that sort of setup. But something we've not talked about in what feels like 10 minutes. Ziv and Thaldrin, they've just been farming up. Even Steven Thaldrin's now rotated, of course, with that tower being dropped down bottom. Zeitnot and Zergsting, they've lane swapped away, but we've not seen Ziv. He didn't really bully out Sion. It's an even laning phase. This Comet Sion farmed relatively well.
Yeah, he farmed incredibly well, and he went a little bit more for the scaling as well. He has the extra boots, the magical footwear, or the free-ass boots, as you know, Kobe and Flowers have been trademarking. I love them so much. But the thing is, I didn't really like them too much at first, because as a jungler, I was always like a team player, and in High Diamond, I'm like, okay, Tracker's Knife, boots. I was trained. Now it gives me an excuse to not go boots and get like that long sword. You know, go for a little bit more damage early. No, I'll get boots eventually. Oh.
That pedal star hurts. Down at my elo, free ass boots are awesome because I just get to lane for like 15 minutes every game. So that is just free money for me. So
yeah, it's so much money.
Invested a lot. Take a look at this. Carcer gets jumped on, Dragon Rage backwards. Smites for life, but doesn't secure anything, and Stomage gets the first kill for Turkey.
And they know that he's in there. They just saw Sword Art.
Nope. Hunting Sword Art. Here comes Zeitnot. This should be a pretty easy kill. Run down, and they'll donate this one away. Static Discharge comes out of Sword Art, buys a little bit of time. While that's going on, in the mid lane, Fofo almost takes down Frozen. Not going to be enough to pick up the kill, and Thaldrin, run away! I didn't quite see what set that one up, but he needed the unstoppable onslaught retreat, apparently.
Yeah. I'm really unsure, actually. His mid laner got chunked. They just got kills topside. I don't know. I actually have zero clue.
Now, not often you see a Transformer running away from the fight. BB, 1, 2, miss!
Oh!
Connect with the Wild Growth. That's why Lulu was locked in. And picked some bans. Zergsting manages to pick that one up. Zeitnot gets shut down by the Paddle Star, and Stomage, you fired that barrel far too early. Fofo continues to jump forward. Paddle out, connects onto the minion. Won't take him down, but a grenade from BB does.
Carcer?
7 kills to 2. Carcer takes a tower shot. Is ignited. Zergsting's running him down. Help! Picks! Help! Zergsting's LMS.
Ends up picking him up there. Oh, man. This game is... It feels like it's about to hit that point where everybody is just getting really high peak, because it feels like the LMS during the lane phase was all about, all right, let's win these lanes, let's have Fofo start going crazy, Carcer camping it, and now it just feels like after the swap, they thought they could keep pressuring that top turret, and now it's just a little bit over aggro, and Turkey is getting something back here.
They are indeed. Turkey might get a little bit more. Frozen's trying to freeze Sword Art out, manages to get a bunch of kills. It's Zeitnot that secures the kill. Not done yet. Fofo sends that Paddle Star south. Frozen's able to dodge that one away, and he's got himself a Morellonomicon. That's Fofo, equaled by Frozen's Morellonomicon and Free-As Boots.
Yeah.
And of course, Turkey. Look, they're still in a huge hole. It's 4,000 gold.
Yeah, and it's at that point where Fofo's next item will be Haunting Guys, and when you have those 2 penetration items, they're worth so much now because people can't run MR per level runes anymore, right? So it ends up with so much damage going through. And even Void Staff got buffed later. Short Shoes is now 18 magic penetration instead of 15. So you're hitting people with 33 penetration when before they would have more than at least 39 magic resist, which is now kind of the point they're at. Oh man, Zeitnot is just feeling all that poke. This is why poke comps became the thing in Kespa Cup. Even without Zoe, just people don't have the MR to really resist this.
Now let's see what Ziv can do. Flash is available to him. He's gonna hold on to it though. Pretty easily run down. You can't get away from the CC of Sion and Lulu combined.
Hey, Turkey's gonna get something back here. The game went into that mode where everybody's scrapping for something now. And LMS, Sword Art's been caught out a few times, and now just there, they got Ziv on the rotation. Bottom turret's gonna take damage. Infernal Drake, they can even it up and start getting kind of closer in this game. It's been 3,000 gold, 4,000 gold, but closing up a bit.
Yeah, I mean, 3,000 gold at 15 minutes is, you know, a significant amount. 3,000 gold at 25 or 30 minutes is less significant, obviously. You know, those cast a narrative you say all the time. But let's see what damage control Turkey can do, because, you know, their tanks are getting tankier. You've got Cinderhold for Stomage. Thaldrin's got himself that Iceborne Gauntlet completed. So they're building up some beefiness, and there's no beefiness to speak of on LMS.
Yeah, they're not really going to get tanky. Their composition doesn't really build for that. It's kind of just Sword Art later and maybe Karsa, but it looks like he's got Black Cleaver on his mind.
Yeah, gotta go for damage. All-Star, that's what it's about.
Yeah. I mean, I saw Mike Young build a Cinderhawk, and I was disgusted.
Yeah.
I was like, what have you done to him?
What a tryhard.
Give him back.
Who does that? Doldrin and Ziv going toe for toe. Doldrin's trying to get away. Unstoppable onslaught for the point-blank connect. Where's the comment? I didn't see if it was on cooldown or not. Doldrin manages to get away with his life, but trading back and forth. The Weaver's Wall put down defensively from Frozen. It will not stop Slam. LMS get their third tower. Gets the engage. Gragas Barrel used from Stomage will at least buy enough time for him to survive. There's another big paddle start to the face. I'm looking for Fofo. Spell Thief, waiting for him to pick something up. He's just going to chase you for days. 3-0-2. LMS 3 towers up. They got 4,000 gold in the lead. And now let's see how they press the advantage. Right? They've got all outer towers. So push that vision deeper. Use that Blitzcrank. Try to get some grabs. Well, any of their poke, really. Everybody's got it.
Yeah, everybody can just contribute. And actually, Fofo not going for the Haunting guys. He's going for the Lich Bane. This is something that when I was looking at Zoe's kit, and you see the ultimate, you're like, oh, super low cooldown. That seems really cool. Then you realize that it activates her passive, which is literally like another Lich Bane.
Yeah.
It's extra damage based on her level, which honestly at some points is better than Sheen, and then it has an AP ratio on it. So it's better than Sheen after, like, I believe level 7-ish, and now you just double that up. So even if you are and auto-attack somebody, it's like a third of their HP.
Yeah, Fofo on that Zoe, the more sparkles, that damage everywhere.
I like how it has an exclamation point, too.
Yes, you've got to do it that way. All right, where's Karsa going? Still working his way towards that Black Cleaver we talked about. Got Merc Treads, Phage, Ruby Crystal. Gonna find himself a little bit out of position here. No, Stomach backed away, in fact. And Karsa not gonna get anything else set up. Thaldrin can just turn into Optimus Prime and run away if he needs to.
Thaldrin's been that rock, too, for the team. This is a matchup you're supposed to lose. He's ending up winning it right now. And he's going to be that later part of the game engaged. And he's not bleeding turrets to this Jace, which would pull him to a side lane, which is what LMS want to do. Yeah,
and of course, sitting on that side there, Fofo spamming out that bubble. What's it, like a 2-second stun if it tags you?
Oh.
Slows you down, locks you up forever, it feels like.
Yeah, it's like a 1-second slow into a 2-second sleep at all ranks. Rank 1, it's a 2-second sleep. Like, that's why I buy Merc Treads every single time, because it gives her so much time to line it up, even from the get-go. You tilted me a little bit, Trevor. You started with the bubble. I hate that ability so much. You land it, it gets CDR on the next one that you can land. Why, Trevor? Why?
I don't have the answer to those questions. I'm the one screaming with you, Zyrene. Same team. Same team. Well, let's see what he can do, because when we were prepping for this matchup, we were talking about the players, you know, where are we going to shine some lights? You know, Zergsting is the sort of new guy from the Turkish scene on the international stage, and he's playing a Lulu, not the most expected pick in this type of team comp. Fofo was the new name on the LMS side, and he's really performing well on this Zoe. Showing up in, you know, one of his first big games to a wider viewer base.
Yeah, and he's performing fantastically. And this is the part of the game where you start seeing the, you know, we saw the solo kills. We saw him performing well during lane phase. This is the part of the game where teamwork, those outer turrets are down. Who's buying the control wards? Who's backing up the person placing them? And can you get those tier 2 turrets? But with the All-Stars team that don't have much time playing together, the games will kind of drag out at this point. But I want to see them keep going for those kills. Keep going, Fofo.
Yeah, I want to see them do the same. But of course, in terms of taking those turrets, with Karsa and Sword Art both being Flash Wolves representatives and having a large say in this next phase of the game, you know, focusing around Baron, focusing around picks in the jungle or Vision, that duo is really now coming into the time that they need to shine. They need to step up and lead the rest of these LMS guys.
Oh, that's actually super great. I love that we're talking about the shot callers from the Flash Wolves. The guys who have constantly gone to international tournaments representing the LMS and have been on top for a long time. Now mix it up a little bit, get to see what, you know, Karsa and Sword Art look like with split pushers, with pick. Right now, it's at that part where, you know, Turkey, are they going to find an engage? Are they going to be able to jump on somebody from the LMS? Because I feel like in a neutral game state, if you keep going, this Sion's going to keep getting tankier. He's going to keep getting more items, and he'll eventually become a soaker for the front line.
Yeah, already starting to feel that way. Locket secured Stomage. Got himself that Warden's Mail, starting to build up some armor as well. It's just so difficult to itemize because Zoe's burst is massive, and then you've got a huge amount of physical damage from Ziv and Beauty as well. So Turkey really need another like 10 to 15 minutes of itemization stacking before maybe they can stand toe-to-toe for long enough.
I don't want that, though. I want blood. Fight! Thaldrun, go!
Yeah, we always do. We always do. Where's it going to come from, right? So Turkey, they need to farm. How do LMS find those fights? How do they actually get the kills that you so desperately want?
Yeah, the issue with the LMS's team composition is they have to 100% control vision, force you to face check like they've done on Baron, and then pick you with some type of skill shot like the Blitz Hook, the Sleepy Trouble Bubble, like so. Is he too far? I think he might. Wow.
Not
Yo.
not a lot of MR there. So you
Hurt
can do
threats.
Stomach 50% tags.
I'm hurt treads, please.
Yep.
5 hurt treads.
Need that one indeed. Stomach, I'm not quite sure why he ate the bubble anyway, but small misstep. Small misstep. Gonna learn from that one. Once bitten, twice shy. That's the saying. Let's see if he can dodge it.
Yeah, so
Sword art. There's a great example of the bubble flying through the walls, but not gonna set up that pick.
yeah, flying through the walls and then actually completely zoning a choke point for 4 seconds. Sleepy Trouble Bubble. I hate it. The only thing I like about it is the name.
Yep, me too. I love the game.
Oh,
Let's see what happens here as Frozen gets tagged out. Burst really, really low. I'm hoping one day to see a Zoe and a Nami in the same game. Because I want to talk about all the bubbles. That's what I'd like to do. Go a little bit Finding Nemo, you know? Bubble, bubble, my bubble. But we're a while away from that being meta. And talking about meta, pretty standard. Lethality itemization. Seen that more and more. Obviously, MF Gen, definite lethality users. Duskblades and Ghostblades picked up already.
yeah, it was so strange because everybody was like, lethality is garbage, it's in the dumpster, and then it got buffed by like 2 on all lethality items, and now people can't run armor on their page, but a lot of base armors went up, but it ended up being the build for Varus, Jhin. Oh, hold on, Ziv gonna get knocked back.
Well, body slam
After.
flash. Great barrel from Stomage. Ziv gets run down as Thaldrun and Stomage combo all of the CC in their kit. It did cost the flash of Stomage in the wall from Frozen now. That's cut off LMS. Defensive flash from Fofo continues to run. The silence from Sword Art buys a few extra seconds. And Fofo not down yet. Finally killed by Stomage. Turkey, they find the engage. They find the picks.
Exactly, they used Thaldrun's ultimate to get up in there. Stomage uses the barrel after the flash to not knock Ziv away, and now they're looking at that Baron after a pickup.
Oh, let's see if LMS can stop this Baron. Turkey peel away. Sword Art gets turned into an Iceman. Finds his flash away to
Carson
safety.
next.
Not enough yet. Frozen gets himself a double. That threaded volley doing so much work. Now LMS can have to try and somehow pull a rabbit out of the hat. BB's got his ultimate available, and he's going to have to try and poke down, but this is 5-on-1.
Yeah, 5-on-1, they'll have the Jace TPing. That's what they're going to try to do is the trump card here. But what's the call? Is it the Baron? The TP got canceled.
It did indeed. The Comet bounces out. BB, he pulls the curtains back. Season 2 world champion. He snipes one. Got a final shot available. The AoE's gonna help out. That tags Thaldrun, and it will force Turkey away from the Baron.
How is that? Oh, rabbit out of the hat, baby!
Bang, bang, BB shoots you down. Gets 2 kills, and now LMS, they're setting themselves up for an attempt on the Baron.
Oh,
Not done
Oh, oh.
yet. Thaldrun's running for his life. Bullet time from Zeidnot. Gonna get interrupted as Ziv puts the hammer down. Zeidnot runs for his life. Some heavy drinking sends Ziv to the fountain. Now Zoe, he gets yet another. Fofo jumps forward. Paddle Star fired a little incorrectly on that one. And Fofo unable to find the kill, but LMS get the Baron.
yeah, they get it back now, and they start getting the Baron control. Season 2, world champion, BB on top of his game. Snipes one in the back, gets him afterwards with the pickup of the W. That saved the game for the LMS right there.
Oh, and just like that, BB 5-0-3. We actually didn't mention it earlier, but BB announced coming into All-Star that this will be his final professional tournament. He's retiring after this. And what a great showing to open up the campaign.
Absolutely. I like this right here from Turkey to set it up. They waited, knocked Ziv back, they get the flash out of him, they dive. Frozen sections off both Fofo and Karsa. So Fofo has flash, but he decides not to use it immediately or the cleanse, and gets really low. They chase him down. and they pick him up here because he kind of struggles to get out. But this was what it was all about. You're talking about rabbit out of a hat. Boom!
Xerxing step forward. I actually missed that.
Yeah, he's also like, hold on, man, I need protection too. And then the W, the deadly flourish here, Xerxing stopped in vision. He placed a ward, looked like he was going to back there, and just the read on that from BB, that is just, I would say blind luck, but the guy's been doing it for years.
Exactly. Connects with all the shots in LMS. They just keep running down Turkey. Good bullet time, though. A lot of damage. Destroying Ziv's HP bar.
Yep, Ziv ends up going down, but I mean, they get 2 in return for just that 1 at the end.
Now, Zyrene, I do want to say something, and it's going to sound a little confrontational, but I want to correct a line that you said.
Okay, go for it.
You said that saves the game for LMS. Now, I don't think it saved the game. I think it saved the throw for LMS, because I think they were about to throw their lead, which was monumental. It was, what, like a 4K gold lead?
Yeah, I've been playing solo queue for so long. This is how I get my personal victories. I save the throw. Yeah, I like to think it's the game. You're right. You're absolutely right.
But now 6K and Baron, it's back in LMS again. Complete stranglehold on the map, complete stranglehold on the game.
Yeah, and with Baron and the Siege, oh, Zydot!
Holy moly, that damage. Didn't even see where Fofo came from. Charges up the Paddle Star again, sends it downtown. Weaver's War from Frozen is not really going to do a whole, it's delaying the minions, but not much more than that.
Yeah, stopping them for a little bit. There's the sleep. And I mean, you're getting chunked out without getting slept first.
There's a sleep target on Stomaged. There's Sword Art. Rocket Grab's going to be back on cooldown in a moment or two. Looking for him to go fishing, looking for him to find a target. Inhibitor turret is now being tagged down, and Sword Art's holding the trigger, not firing it off yet, but it's all the way down to the Inhibitor turret. It's a huge minion wave on the bottom. I think top is pushing in favor of LMS as well, so that's going to give them options to just rotate around the map and push to any lane. Not yet.
No, not in the top lane, but it doesn't matter. They'll get to it. Bottom side is where it's at, though. With 40 seconds on the Baron buff, they get to siege for one more wave here.
What can they do? All right, Sword Art, no flash available to him. That's at the fresh cooldown, so didn't quite see when it was used. Stomage gets slept, but doesn't get killed. And LMS just waited for that next minion wave.
Yeah, and Baron buff will be off when the minion wave crashes a little bit after that. Oh, Zeitnot's clearing mid, so this would be a 4v5, but I feel like they're just looking for picks constantly.
Yeah, it's not really a dive proposition here from LMS. Sword Art gonna make his way forward with that overdrive. Doesn't find an objective, and with Baron buff, LMS get themselves a couple more towers, push the vision deeper into Turkish jungle. I mean, that bottom quadrant is just lit up like a Christmas tree.
Oh yeah.
And they're gonna get an Ocean Drake as well.
Oh, there's so many wards down there. LMS has complete control of the bottom side of the map, and after having the top side with Baron, nothing to fight over there. So right side of the map, and I feel like the LMS, like I was saying at the start, you know, these guys looks like they came to play. I'm gonna make it to that, you know, semifinals and the finals later. But I love seeing these guys. So far, Fofo has been a treat. Same with BB. BB's been kind of that guy who's standing out in those team fights.
Yeah, definitely shining. Once the laning phase ended, got a little bit of support, of course. Was like 2-3 different like roams down bottom, and made sure he could get ahead. Got himself rapid fire cannon now working towards that infinity edge. So he's gonna have the ability to just sort of one-shot anybody with a full rotation. And use that, what, 7,000 gold lead that LMS have accrued to take down this last objectives. I mean, what do you think? Siege now for LMS, or just wait for next Baron?
Oh, waiting for next Baron is so boring.
I know it is, but it would be the expected play maybe, or the safer play. Safer play is a better word, I think.
Yeah. Wait for the Baron, control vision around Baron, and because of your composition, you go for picks and you bait. You're right, Trevor. That's how they would play to their win condition. Control topside jungle for like the next 2 minutes. Get the Scuttle Crab. Ah. Oh.
I know, disappointed. We want to see those fights and those kills.
Usually as a color commentator, I'm like, yes, the teams are doing things right. It's great. No, I want to see these teams go at each other, and I want to see Turkey make those engages, but it's been so hard for them to do so.
It really has. I mean, it's only worked out in those individual scenarios, and Ziv was mostly the guy that was caught by it. Obviously, trying to fend off Thult. And Ziv, another guy that we've not really seen a whole lot. It's not been about the Jace poke. 032, 266 CS, 2 Thultons, 272, and Later the King.
Thaldrin, TP flank.
Cleaver.
Here's the start.
Where is the target? Both foes going to use the flash to get over the wall. Finds himself in between a Stone Mage and a Thaldrin.
Thaldrin's after.
Unstoppable onslaught. That instantly gets cancelled. Now the wall gets turned around. Rocket grab pulls Thaldrin back into the pit. Remember that passive is going to be helping out.
Oh!
Tags down Sight Knot. Not going to be able to pick up the kill. Curtain Call will help ever so slightly. There's the passive of Sign buying some time. Rocket grab grabs another tank. Stone Mage pulled backwards and he's going to get shot down. 5 members of the LMS collapsing onto the front line of Turkey, and this opens up the inhibitor turret.
I like the idea of the TP flank, but I feel like it was too early because the Baron timer, but at the same time, LMS, they were ready for it, and they all collapse, and they start getting that poke from all sides, spread out. Don't have your threats stacked up. They're going for the turret now.
Man, one target at a time. LMS just took them out. It's a 10,000 gold lead. Sword Art goes for the flash rocket grab. Doesn't find the target, though. Frozen and the rest of Turkey trying to defend, but the inhibitor is secured. Super Minion's going to go down the middle lane. Baron's up in 20 seconds, and LMS are just set up for a great victory once they set their sights on the Nexus.
Yeah, you're waiting for, you know, if he had TP now in the game, they'd be able to TP and make something on that Baron. But right here, Fofo is like, I got to get out. Thaldrin comes from the side, misses the E, then the kick from Karsa to keep Fofo safe, the double knockup, and then the run around the corner there from Fofo allows him to stay alive. And then they hook Thaldrin in. Thaldrin ends up getting slept afterwards, but Sight Knot, oh my god.
And the anti-synergy there, the barrel knocking everybody out of the bullet time. That's where you can see some of these all-star communication struggles, right? Not being on the same page, not making 100% of the right calls or the same calls as the entire team.
Yeah, I'm not gonna flame people, you know, for that stuff right now. I feel like they're just here having a ton of fun, and man, we're seeing a Blitzcrank, we're seeing Zoe just go for these picks. Some of them are working out, and we're seeing kind of a clinic here from Fofo. Oh.
Luden's Echo, Lichbane, Void Staff,
And then 3 control boards.
Can he one-shot Zeitnot?
Oh.
You think a max range paddle? Well,
Yes.
there is no
Yes.
max range. So like a 2-screen paddle star. Let's see if that'll insta-hit
With no sleep.
Zeitnot. With no sleep. I wonder. We'll have to see if the shot can land.
Yeah, I think the Luden plus Comet would probably do it.
Oh, so close. Big chunk of damage there into Stone Mage. A root onto Thaldrin and LMS. Okay, they've got supers in the mid lane. They've got a minion wave in the bottom lane. And they've got the ability to back the way into Baron. But remember, there's no real tank. I mean, Karsa's got Dead Man's Plate, so he's tanky enough. And Baron will die quickly.
Yeah, be able to tank that up. And there's a gigantic minion wave bottom, but they can't catch it. Turkey doesn't have teleport on Thaldrin right now. Oh, he slipped on the bubble!
So much damage. Where's the follow-up? Zergsting's gonna go golden with the hourglass. Buys a little bit of time. Rocket grab comes
Fofo's
back.
dead!
It's Fofo! He got sniped on the back end. Somehow Sight not found it. Now Stone Mage and Thaldrin trying to run down LMS. Thaldrin in zombie Scion mode. Bullet time once again does really not a lot. The kickback from Karsa buys a few extra seconds. Frozen is running out of mana. Needs to try back away as BB Sword Art turn the damage onto Zeitnot and to Frozen. Look for Sword Art. Rocket grab should be available, but there's no target. And it ends up being a 2-for-2.
Oh, that was so close multiple times. Just trying to get Frozen. Frozen, though, with the magical boots, giving him 10 extra movement speed. That's what I'm going to chalk it up to. Free-ass boots by him today. Get him! Zergsting, though, with the stopwatch, keeping himself alive there, gets hooked after, but Fofo took so much damage from Zeitnot on the backside of that. Ends up getting picked up. And then this wall, I feel like this wall, oh, Frozen really wants to be a little bit closer than that. And it ends up just being a 2-for-2 when Turkey was in a bad situation from the get-go. So I feel like that's what they could really hope for here.
Yeah, turning something out of nothing, right? Something out of nothing. When you're 9,000 gold down and you've got no inhibitor in the mid lane to play with, it's an extremely difficult game to come back from. But you did mention a little while ago, Zyrene, I mean, the 2 tanks, the front line, if this continues to play out, if LMS continue playing a little sloppy, there are ways that Turkey can get back in. I didn't quite see how Fofo got shot down. It was sort of like off-screen as the fight started out.
Kind of Zeitnot with all that damage that he has now, with all of that penetration, possibly a crit on the back of it because he has picked up some crit items. But now the Baron's been started. It got checked there by Frozen with a wall. they're still chipping away at it. Almost half HP now. They
Teleport.
got to approach.
All right, Thaldrin's going to come in with that TP. Stone Mage gets tagged out by a paddle star. And now Thaldrin, he's managed to make his way in. That ultimate is available to him. He can turn himself into a car and run down the river. Fofo gets a good tag from the Q once again. The sleep, that's going to cut off Thaldrin's escape. But
That's one of those ones where you're like, I think I can make it by, but I'm not going to even try it.
definitely not worth the risk. This time around, going to get turned to sleep. Going to take a lot of damage to get Thaldrin down. Wild Growth buys some time. Dragon's Rage into Rocket Grab, finally not. Still going to kill him. However, BB does get himself one. Thaldrin is popped on the back end. That's 2 quick kills for the LMS. Zergsting cannot stand toe-to-toe with any other damage dealers, and LMS set themselves up for a safe Baron. It's getting a little messy around the edges, but it is still entirely on LMS's terms.
Yeah, now they get to do the Baron. Can't face check this. The Elder Dragon might be where you go here if they have enough damage to actually burst it down in time. But the LMS, Baron, already secured now. This is going to be a race here.
Oh, it's a race that Turkey might not be able to win.
They're backing out.
Here comes Swordart, teleport being channeled by Ziv as well. Elder Dragon down to 6,500. Okay, keep your eyes on Fofo. Send himself up that sleepy bubble.
Oh,
That's a
boy.
drowsy Stone Mage, sleeping Stone Mage, Rocket Grab, Stone Mage! BB is legendary! A Elder Baron buffed LMS. And they can now just set themselves up on an exposed inhibitor for a siege.
If the bubble lands, you're going to get hooked. You're going to get rooted. Something's going to happen. In the previous fight, Zergsting got drowsy. He picked up the bubble, and then he got basically 2-shot by BB. Crit and a Q. He was dead. 100-0 after that. It's just such a great setup ability for this whole team. Fofo is really just bringing it all together here.
I really like that set-up ability of the top tier here for LMS. 15,000 gold. Fofo using that portal jump over and over, pushing the queue further forward. And man, 807, 15 of the team's 18 kills BB's been involved in. For Fofo, 14 of the team's 18 kills. Like, they've really rallied around the 4 carries who did well in the early game.
Yeah, Fofo with the solo kill early. I'm never going to get that out of my head, because it's just another testament to like how powerful the Zoe can be during the lane phase, let alone that late game. And now they have the other threat. So now itemizing becomes so difficult, like we had said earlier.
Yeah.
Buy in armor, oh, they got lethality. Buy in magic resistance, they have spell penetration and a boatload of damage from this Fofo. Oh man.
Yeah, and we talked a lot about, like, you know, his first showing here on International. Here's the damage entire game.
Yeah, it's not like absolutely insane. It's not like that 1,000 damage per minute plus mark, but it's a lot of poke that's been coming through for this guy.
Really out there. Rocket Grab would have only popped the Banshee's Bell anyway for Frozen, but nonetheless, he's able to escape with his life. On the side of the Turkish squad, it's been tough. I mean, Zoe was picked up fairly late. No, picked that. It was first rotation. MF was the option over the likes of Zoe. And it just did not work out in the same way. Did not give Turkey the advantages maybe they needed to have gotten. Whereas that Zoe Jace first rotation did wonders.
Oh, Thaldrin got fished for.
And so,
Oh, sleep!
all right, let's see, where's the Q? Body blocked by Thaldrin. Very good guy teammate there. That could have turned things around. Another trouble bubble. Won't find anyone to sleep though. And like, there's not enough space on the screen
Yes.
to follow the Zoe cues. Sonic Wave catches out Stone Mage. This is going to be the final attempt here from Thaldrin. Frozen put down the Weaver's Wall. Thaldrin goes in. His passive is just about to get popped. It's BB that gets another. There's at least a reply kill onto Sword on one. For
Fofo?
one. Now Fofo's in trouble. Gets tongued down and chunked down.
Ooh.
There's one on the way out for BB. That's a double. He sends out the...
Everyone's so squishy.
Not dodging everything. Frozen gets tagged with 3
Oh.
and 4. The bullet curves. It's a quadra kill for BB. Frozen's able to escape with 14.
They want the penta.
They're looking
Boom.
for it. Penta kill for BB at All-Star 2017.
An insane performance from the AD carry from the LMS. Baby, that was a performance.
13-0-7. That is an unlucky 13 for the TCL representatives, and you can see how tough they took that game. shell-shocked faces after playing Dodge with Zoe and Jace and Jin all game long.
That's one of those games where afterwards you're just exhausted from watching everything. Like, you don't have much time to react from the off-screen Zoe Q being shot backwards and then flying out. The E, the Jin Brute, everything, the Blitz Hook. These abilities are game-changing when you have one of them on your team. Clump them all together. That mental stress, I just can't imagine, because you are probably just brain-fried at that point.
Absolutely the case, and I love seeing the huge smiles on the sides of the LMS squad. I mean, it's a good start to the campaign. It's a great opening game for BB, as we mentioned. He announced he's going to be retiring after this. So this is the last hurrah. You want to go out with a bang. You really want to show up. It's been a challenging few years for BB. Definitely not the Season 2 World Champion form. And it's great to see him have a good opening match.
Yeah, and BB, he's actually retired in the past in 2014 after his World Championship and a little bit, playing a little bit more after that. Felt like he was on a decline, said, I'm going to retire, came back. And now he's like, you know what, maybe it's not the, the final place for him to be. And he's just saying, okay, let's have this All-Stars go through. Let's have a good time.
Hey, retiring in esports, man. They're not like retiring in other careers. Anyways, get their thoughts on the game and send it over to Dash and the rest of the analysts.
Thank you very much, Trevor. You've got the LMS taking a win over the TCL. Before we get into the match at hand, I've got to welcome the EU bot laner Reckless to the desk. How have you been doing, man? How's the event so far? What's your take on this All-Stars? It's got kind of a more serious feel to it with the 5v5 focus, but we're playing it on this crazy new patch with Runes Reforged.
Obviously, it's a great honor to be here once again. I've taken part in the last 4 ones, so it's always a pleasure to be here. But at the same time, with it being a bit more serious this time around, I feel like I kind of took a misstep by taking a break because I don't feel as in form as I would have otherwise. And with us now representing the European soil only, it's more important for us to perform rather than back when we were just Team Ice together with LPL and they were carrying our asses. So
well, you know what? Join the club on not having everything figured out yet, because I'm not sure anyone at this tournament, pro or analyst, has this entire game figured out just yet. But speaking of the match at hand, as the LMS take a victory here, let's take a look at the champions picked up from these teams. Of course, Zoe making another appearance here, a very dominant appearance once again. But on top of that, we've got more looks in terms of playmakers, the blitzes finally that we're seeing come out, and the kills are really starting to come through instead of the safety, poke-oriented, let's avoid damage game.
And it makes sense that Sword Art's going to be one of the guys that will pull out the Blitzcrank alongside Ignar. Sword Art, he was probably the MVP, at least for me, for the LMS this split. He was about the playmaking champions, a lot of the Thresh. The Blitzcrank definitely fits into that trend. And I'm just happy to see this super squad of the LMS finally form. I mean, other than BB, who just had a fantastic game, these are pretty much, arguably the best LMS players in their roles.
And it's important that you mention Sword Art because we take for granted Sword Art, Karsa, Maple, this trio from the Flash Wars at other international events. He's actually never made it to an All-Star before. He always was the unlucky one out when Maple and Karsa were monopolizing the 2 spots from his team. So great to see him here. Fofo, another man that we have to get into as well. Ooh. You mentioned in pre-tournament, we said Fofo. This is his chance, his debutante ball in many ways, to a new name to a lot of fans. What a way to start.
Let's take a look at his debut then, very early on, picking up a kill here on that Zoe. This one brought to you by Acer Predator.
I mean, all-inning Zoe. We talked about it. Okay, here's the plan. So he backed away, hits the sleep, gets a big burst of damage. This is all turning around. This is all putting the shoe on the other foot. Watch this latte extends the range with flash as well. Max range, really nice kill.
And I know a lot of people, if you checked on the LMS, you'd see recently that Fofo kind of fell in line with the meta. He was playing more of the control mages, but originally when he really came out of solo queue and was kind of that hotshot up-and-coming mid laner, it was on champions like LeBlanc. And Zoe, a very similar playstyle on kind of the ducking in and out. I mean, we saw in some of those team fights how he was weaving into the backline and abusing a lot of that assassination poke, and it fits right into his killer instinct.
I mean, in general, though, Reckless, right now we're starting to see the AP mages, the ones with range, really kind of rise to the top. What's your take on that? Because of the way that the runes have changed, you can't take that flat 12 MR in your runes as you once were to kind of gain that safety in the early game. How does that change your playstyle in a squishier role, being a bot laner?
I think the game is much harder to play now. I feel like everyone's just able to kill anyone.
As the AD carry.
As the AD carry, probably very much
It's much more
so.
snowbally than before as well. So champions that can build lethality, for example, just fit much better than the crit ones who take a bit longer to get going. And at the same time as well, the Comet and the Aerie is just much better than the Precision 3. So everything's just in line for the poke meta right now.
All right, that takes us to the bot lane to talk about lethality. This time around, plenty of action in the bot lane too. 9 minutes in, a 2-for-0 in favor of the LMS. Karsa coming up with a big play.
Exactly. It can't be an LMS All-Stars without talking about Karsa here. He's going to make the sick sweeping insect play. Will throw the Q, follow it around, and just slides in there while the Jhin ultimate is going through.
Poor guy had to re-enter the fight like 7 times there. Did you see that? How many times
Yeah,
the guy kind of
exactly.
bounced out of the fight? He's like, please, for the love of God, let me play some League of
I just
Legends.
want to kill you.
The frustration paid off, at least. The final moments of that play were vintage Karsa.
He did get it. And earlier you talked about, the known names and the non-known names, the guys who are currently at the top of their role, and then BB, who might not be considered the top ADC in that region as of right now, but there was a time when BB was considered one of the best AD carries of all time. Season 2, let's take a look at him putting up a big performance in Game 1 of what could be his last international appearance.
Yeah, and just proving that lightning doesn't just strike once for BB. He had that incredible run with TPA in Season 2, and we were just like, BB, it's his retirement. Maybe he'll just, take this one easy, have a little bit of fun, but still showcasing, why he was a world champion in the first place.
And this is a real clutch moment, because this is when the TCL, with the Turkish representatives, were starting to get back into the game. They got a couple of picks, they tried the Baron, they were caught out. And what a way to cap it all off. The storyline will be that he will retire after this tournament, but ending it with a pentakill in his first game. People are going to keep talking about BB, at least for this full tournament.
And I cannot emphasize enough, long-term LMS fans, maybe there's some debate, Karsa versus Mountain. Mountain's always going to have those die-hard fans, but this is kind of the woulda, coulda, shoulda of all the LMS rosters. They always wanted to see, what would Ziv look like on the Flash Wolves? With Fofo hot and heavy right now and Maple kind of falling off a little bit, what does he look like when you give J-Team an actually strong jungler?
Well, it is definitely a good question, and one that might be answered throughout the tournament as we see this roster of 5 kind of mesh and continue to get better together. Reckless, my final question to you is, these are the other 2 teams within your group, so 2 of the teams you're competing with, right, to move on to that knockout stage. Just as a kind of a catch-all, what's your opinion there from watching that 5v5, your confidence level in the European squad going up against either of these 2?
Well, my first thought was that we should ban Zoe for tomorrow.
There it is.
And then after that, we can have a look at things. But I think we should be fine. We put up a decent fight against Korea. They just play silence much better than we do, which is completely understandable since we only had like 3 games or so together.
Do you feel there's a champion right now that's going completely overlooked? One that's like wreaking havoc in your solo queue games, or even that you've seen more, in somewhat more competitive settings that hasn't yet made its debut here at All-Stars?
I wouldn't really say anything for bot lane at least, but I would say in the jungle, Kha'Zix was really impressive in my solo queue games. So maybe that's something that would fit pretty well in this meta as well. He can easily just take off these key targets.
There's been some rumblings of Xin Zhao. Anyone got comments on Xin Zhao as a champion?
It's big in China right
Okay.
now.
I would love to see some Xin Zhao. Anyway, we're stepping away for a quick break. When we return, we'll see who has more fans in the battle arena, the LPL All-Stars or the North American Dream Team. And after Uzi's interview, I'm not quite sure what the answer is. We'll see you soon.
By flash of his own, picks up another hit.
Oh my
Bubble,
God.
Frozen gets tagged. He's running for his life. Where's the next paddle star? If Fofo can set it up, goes for the flash connects, and Fofo is dunked. This time, that's going to tag Freebie all the way down low. Karsa jumps back in with Dragon Rage. Another kill for LMS, 5-0.
Karsa?
7 kills to 2. Karsa takes a tower shot, is ignited. Zergsting's running him down. Help, Pix, help! Zergsting's LMS.
Look at Lee, look at Lee. I got it, I got it. Listen. Nice. Nice.
Dragon's Rage into Rocket Grab, finally not. Still gonna kill him. However, BB does get himself one. Thaldrin is popped on the back end. Frozen's able to escape with 14.
They want the penta.
They're looking for it. Pentakill for BB at All-Star 2017.